everyone's been going on about. I do hope it's going to satisfy people, because remember, it is a 12A, they couldn't be that explicit with it. But I asked Rob about whether he was comfortable doing that scene, you know, because he's so close to Kristen Stewart with all the crew watching.
Kind of, but Kristen's like way more comfortable with her body than also it takes her about 3 seconds to get completely in shape, because she only weighs about 12 pounds. So it's kind of like she can go for like a walk and then she's like completely. So like, I mean, I was kind of pretending to do that, but really like trying to get into positions where I could like just tense as much as possible. I'm just trying to cover Kristen. But yeah, I think it was more embarrassing just for me, just to be. I know I was much more exposed as well. So that's kind of more embarrassing.
Cool. I felt a bit sick then.
Why?
I felt like being tense and stuff. Anyway.
I think a lot of girls were loving that. Think about Arpats tensing his arms.
Gross. Come here, let me show you how tense my arm can go. Why is that hot? I don't think any girls would like that, would they?
I think every girl would.
Go over here and feel my tense arm. Yeah. Feel that little flex going up and down, yeah.
Yeah, but Greg, you're no Arpats, are you?
That is true. So, well, Arpats, he seems nice, seems on good form.
He was really lovely, and, you know, there's all this hype about Edward and stuff, so I kind of asked him, had he worked out what all the fuss was?
I mean, I don't think it's really about the character. I think it's about their relationship more than just the character. Because the books are all written from her perspective, so it's kind of, it's how she sees him, and people kind of, like, feed into that. I think, but I mean, I've asked people for years, and like, no one ever really can. I mean, there was on the first one at one of the conventions, someone just said it's the way he loves her, and then I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. But most of the time, people were like, you're just like, why do you love him? They were like, that's about the only answer you get.
See, that's why I hoped Rebecca would be like the competition winner.
Well, like,
Madison, oh my God!
That's what they are at this convention. When I said, so what is it that you like about Twilight? They were like, Edward! We love Edward! I was like, all right, thanks for that. That's really in-depth.
There was a girl on Newsbeat last night, and someone went down to the premiere and went, so what's it going to be like now that, of course, Twilight is coming to an end? And they went, oh my God, seriously, my life is going to be over. Someone actually said, my life is going to be over.
I think a lot of people said that,
it's
yeah.
Finished. They're not going to bother.
They see it as like a friend, you know?
No, I understand. I get obsessed with things very easily, but I would never say my life was over because it finished.
Because Midsummer Murders was over.
Don't even start. If they finished Midsummer Murders, I would be... Well,
your life would be over!
Be inconsolable. Oh my God, if they finished Midsummer Murders, I'd be like, so over.
You'd be over. You'd be a mess.
So what happened with Rebecca, the competition winner?
Well, she asked quite a nice, serious question. I think I'll let Rebecca tell in her own words.
The way Stephanie Meyer writes about Edward is obviously he's this perfect person, and the fans think that you're this perfect person. Have you felt pressure throughout the films portraying Edward, how the fans want him to be and how Stephanie writes, and has that got easier as the films have went on, or has it got more pressurised?
I mean, it's kind of easier and not. Because he's written as this guy who's always the perfect gentleman and blah, 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 and he never really changes and never gets angry, very rarely, and it kind of limits the arc, so it actually makes it harder as you do like more and more movies. And in this one, because you can't just repeat yourself. I mean, I wanted to add in loads of bits. I wanted to have a massive fight with Jacob at the beginning and stuff, like doing all this stuff, just consistently beating up Jacob and going crazy. But yeah, it wasn't really in the book. But yeah, so it kind of became a little bit harder as it went on.
Yeah.
So the answer is yes.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in many ways yes, but in other ways it's no. And he's got a bit of the transatlantic thing going on, isn't he?
I know, I was just saying, I didn't, in the interview, I think I was so like, oh my God, it's Arpats, calm down. And then when I
heard
you
were more that than the
yeah, I actually was. I couldn't even go in for a kiss either. I didn't have the balls to do that. I just went and kind of shook his hand. I was like, hi Rob, I'm Rihanna. I'm going to sit next to Rebecca here.
How tense he is.
I should have done. Can I feel your bicep? No, his voice was weird last night at the premiere. Strange.
But she did very well, Rebecca. Did she have a nice time at the premiere? Did she like the film?
I think so. I haven't actually spoken to her since.
Did you not speak to her?
I'm sure she would. We got separated at the end. I was being escorted down...
I would not sit next to the prize winner.
No, I got escorted down this broken down escalator by like Tom from McFly, who was behind me. It's pretty weird.
Oh, God. Right, you have changed, man. You have changed. Well, thank you very much. So it's worth a watch if you're a Twilight fan.
Definitely, yeah.